Well, good afternoon and welcome to Ed's Orchids. Now today I'm going to repot my Laelia. It's a Laelia perenniae. There it is. I bought it last year sometime as just a little seedling, of course, or just partly grown, and it's just flowered now for the second time. Last year the flower only lasted barely a day, and this year it's lasted about a week, that's all. Beautiful flowers on them with a beautiful perfume, but they don't last very long. They might last a little bit longer the older they get, I don't know. Now Laelias, the original Laelias were heavily crossed with Cattleyas, Sophronitis, what else? Brassavolas, all sorts of stuff, and they produced some of the most beautiful blooms that you could imagine. But they all used to be known by the genus name, but now through the RHS and who have you, they keep changing the names and one thing and another, and the names of these keep changing. The best Laelias used to be from, or the most famous Laelias were from Brazil, you know, but they've virtually disappeared. The names have gone. They've all been amalgamated into a different genera, and now almost all of them are known as Cattleyas. But that's a bit besides the point, you know. I mean, they like light, they like a bright light, but they don't like a direct sunlight. Watering, they like to be kept moist during the growing season, and for feeding they like the usual half strength of a standard orchid food. But when winter comes and they finish flowering, that is the time to reduce the watering and eliminate the feeding altogether. So and then repotting. I'm a bit early for repotting this, but if I don't do it now, I'll forget. So I'll get on and I'll repot this. Now I'm not quite sure what this is repotted in. I know there's some bark on top, but we'll take this off, this wire, because it's not going to grow anymore. I'll wire it back up so it's straight up, and then it's ready for next season. We'll just remove it without doing any damage, and then remove it from the pot. I mean, you can grow these in pots, or you can grow them mounted, but if they're in pots it needs a light mix that allows plenty of air into it. Right, let's take this out and have a look at it. Do it this way, you'll be able to see better. Right, let's just have a look at the roots on this one. Yep, I can't grumble about the roots, can I? Just some dead ones there, one cutting off. I'll just clean all this up, some shape or form, trim the roots off, which I always do with Cattleyas, trim them off to about there. And it seems a shame after you've wanted to grow them all that time, but it just seems to spur them into action. So I'll just take all these off, these bits of bark off, and then we'll show you what's what. Well, I've cleaned all the roots up now, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to chop the bottom off about there, take all that lot off, and then repot it. As you know, Cattleyas, they grow new roots every year. You know, as another pseudobulb grows, the new roots are produced and the old ones sort of die off. So that's what I'll do with this one. Well, we've got a fresh mix here now, and it was in before just bark and grow stones, but now I've put bark, grow stones and charcoal. and we'll see how it gets on with that. So we'll just put this up. Make sure the rhizome is on top of the medium. Don't bury that one. More love pats. Reminds me of Bob Ross, that, patting them. He used to do it with his brush, didn't he? You know, what a brilliant artist he was. In fact, his programmes have come back on UK television, so I'm rewatching them all again. I used to get his brush, didn't he, and slap it on the legs of the easel. And yeah, we'll just fasten everything up again. Just go round there. A little bit fiddly to start with. And then I think we can just come all the way around here just to hold them. And then just secure the wire at this end. Just lift it up a bit. Yeah, so that wire will stop them spreading all over the place. So that's Laelia perenna, getting ready for next year's growth. I'll just give it a watering in now, and that will be the last, that's watering it'll get for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll give it another splash then. Well, I think the only other thing worth showing you today is this Epidendrum ciliary that I thought I'd lost. It's been in this state for absolutely ages, but fortunately it's put 2 spikes up. Well, not spikes, 2 growths. There's one growth, and I think the other growth is flowering. There it is. This came up about 6 months ago, and it's producing a flower, because they're beautiful flowers, these. I mean, in its heyday, this one, oh, it was absolutely gorgeous. So let's hope we're getting back to that state again. Epidendrum ciliary, very pleased about that one. These tend to like more water than all the other epidendrums. Well, I thought I'd just have another quick look at the King of Taiwan, and I brought it indoors so I can enjoy it in here rather than it being in another room where I don't see it very often. I thought I'd just bring it in just to have a look at it before it sort of goes over, because I don't think it'll last much longer. It's been out now about a couple of weeks, and I'm not quite sure how long they last, these. But the perfume of them are absolutely beautiful, and the size of them is at least 6 inches across and at least 6 inches deep. So they're absolutely massive plants. But I brought them in here so I can enjoy them. So makes you feel like you're in a very, very nice environment. Well, thank you very much for watching this short video. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.